Hi, my name's Jacqueline Becerra Richard. I was diagnosed with stage 1 thyroid cancer. I'm 28 years old and a mother of 2. I went to my doctor's appointment for a regular physical, and she started, touching and poking and doing all these funny things that I thought didn't mean anything, until she looked at me and said, wait, swallow again, swallow my saliva, and didn't think anything of it. Then she looked back at some notes and had said that there was a note from my previous doctor 2 years ago that there was something there, but she never said anything about it. I never said anything about it. Have you ever had any thyroid issues? And I said, no, honestly, I didn't know I had a thyroid. I don't really know what's up in here, but there's something in there, apparently called a thyroid. And the same day I found out that I have one, I found out something was wrong with it. So she had said, okay, very smooth. We're not gonna make a fuss about it. It's okay. Let's just go get some blood drawn and an ultrasound done. And I said, okay, didn't think much of it. But for some reason, the day that I went in for my ultrasound, I felt really nervous, really like something's up, something has to be up. So they started doing my ultrasound. I noticed she did a little bit longer on one side. I left out of there feeling super anxious, super nervous. And within the next day or so, she called me back saying, you need to go get a biopsy. Everything went fast from there. I started feeling like the year before very depressed, and I've been through a lot of stuff, but I've never been the type to feel depressed at all or anything like that. And that year it hit me bad. I ended up going on Zoloft, nothing that's harming myself, but I was just emotionally not myself, not my happy self at all. Very impatient. I have a lot of patience. I have 2 little ones, lots of patience, and I didn't have it. So they ended up saying that might be the reason why I was feeling the way that I was. Fast forward, I ended up going to get a biopsy done. Before I got it done, he pulled me in the room and had said, I'm just gonna say this now. This looks like cancer to me. It's one of the scariest things you can hear. It's your worst nightmare. You don't know what it is, but the C word is what I've been calling it the whole time. Got a phone call to go see another surgeon, and he said it's just going to be removed and then it's going to be fine. And he said they might need to do another treatment or so, but just to go check it out. And I didn't think much of it. But when I went, I didn't feel secure, if that makes sense. I remember I went in and I was like, oh, no. And my husband kept saying, it's okay. We're going to figure it out. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And I was just so in my head, I don't feel good. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know if it's just because I'm already in a world of emotions of what's going on, but being here, I don't feel good. But it took me maybe months until I called back Dr. Dang, which is the one who did my biopsy. And I said, I'm not comfortable. I need to go somewhere else. I'm not comfortable. I don't want this done. And then he sent me here to St. John's Hospital. From the second that I looked it up, I looked up her name and it was the best reviews. And I thought, okay, that's cool. That's a nice feel. But I'm not somebody that's okay, 1 person, 3 people said it. That's cool. Even though there's a bunch, I was just already nervous that I went somewhere else that had okay reviews and I didn't like it. But when I came here, something about it, I just felt nope, I'm good. I felt super relaxed, super calm about, I felt like I was gonna be in good hands. I hadn't even met her yet, but I felt this is it. When I got up to meet her, she came in and stood super close to me, and I remember my husband looked at me kind of what's going on? Because not that it's odd, but you don't expect it. A lot of the doctors kind of keep their distance. They're at a door, they're over here. She was very close by. She had said, okay, Lowell, let me take a look. I want to see it myself. Which usually they would have us go somewhere else to do it. Somebody else does the ultrasounds. She did it herself and took pictures and showed it to my husband and my kids and me and had said, this is what's going on. And after this, we're good. You're gonna be fine. And had kept staring at me and had said, are you okay? Are you fine? And I said, no, not really. But and she had asked me if there's any worries I had. And I had told her, honestly, you're great. You're this pretty, beautiful lady. You're great. But if I could wish to never be in my shoes and to be in this hospital and never meet you, that would be nice too. But I'm very glad that I'm here. And she laughed, and at some point she gave me a hug. We did some high fives. And I felt no, I'm fine. That's it. I'm gonna be okay after her. She gave me a good rundown of what was happening, of possibly why I was feeling the way that I was feeling, what's gonna go on next, how small my incision was gonna be, which is not bad at all from what I expected. Like, hands down, I've never felt so comfortable. And I've been to a lot of places. This lady is like, she's good stuff. She had told me, okay, so how quick do you want to get rid of this? And I said, I want it out now. I wanted this out like a month ago. Like, I feel like a ticking time bomb. I want this out. You have the option. You can either do the half, which she feels really comfortable with, or I can do all of it. She said, and that only depends if I'm one of those that thinks like, oh no, like something's gonna happen, because it can jump back to the other side. So I decided, like, I don't need a thyroid and I can have medication. If anything, the jokes are always that I just found out I had one. Well, why do we need to keep it? So I'm fine though without it. And if anything, I'm like way better. I can't even like explain. I've been telling everybody, I feel like emotionally and just energy wise, I feel like I'm like 10 or 11. Like, I'm not tired. I feel good in my skin. I'm not in my thoughts. I'm not in my emotions. I can think, oh, that's scary, but I won't feel scared to think about it. And that switched like the day before I had surgery until after. Super good, like super good. From when I got in, I teared up a bit after I like left for my kids. I teared up. I don't leave my kids, or I don't leave my husband. The nurses were very kind. When I went in, they put me in a bed before my surgery. One of the nurses had said, oh, are you with anybody? Do you have anybody? I said, no. She said, okay. And just sat there and talked to me. Like, did what she had to do, did some drying the blood. She sat there the whole like 2 hours and just talked to me. Somebody would come in, she would step out for like a second, but only if somebody was in there with me. If not, she wouldn't leave my side. And that's the cool thing. Like, I had thought, okay, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna maybe pray a little bit, get in my thoughts a little bit, like thinking of different ways to not think of how scared I was to just go under. But everybody was there, like super nice, talking to me. I remember when Dr. Goldfarb came in, everybody had came in, and she comes in, takes off her hat and puts it down on like, it looked like a cart. And she said, okay, I'm ready. Are you ready? How are you feeling? Are you feeling good? I said, yeah, I'm good. She says, okay. And then she walks around, does a little, like, walks around the whole, wherever we were, and is like almost talking out loud, like thinking out loud. She starts saying, okay, we're good. I'm ready. She's ready. We're ready. Are you guys ready? We're all ready. And then she said, okay, I'll see you in a bit. And that was it. Like, she came in like a champ. Like, I know what I'm doing and I'm good. Like, everything's gonna be fine. And that second, I felt like I'm good. I'm not even scared anymore. I'm not nervous anymore. So I went in, had my surgery for an hour, came out. They, watched me and took care of me for some time. And then I was home the same day. I feel good. I feel great. I know I probably shouldn't, but like, if I can recommend everybody just get rid of that thing, like, that's how good I feel. It feels good. My family or friends would say, oh no, you have to take a pill for the rest of your life. And I'm just like, what's the problem? People take Advils for headaches on the daily. Like, and that's something that goes away, comes back. Like, this is it's gonna make me feel better. It's doing what my body should be doing. I figured my family all has a line of cancer. And I mean like a long line. So I wanna say I might be, or there's one of my mom's cousins that's just about the same age as I was when she got it, and she had all of it removed as well. And I remember she actually told me about it. Yeah, I actually had mine out and I could barely see her scar. She had to like point it out to me. If I had to say anything to somebody who's going through this, I would say, I know you're young. Believe me, I'm there. I'm young. I didn't think this would happen to me. I could almost bet you $100 this would never happen to me. Never, never. And for those who are always out and like doing the life and stuff, doing that Drake thing, the YOLO and all that stuff, like, it's not all that. Go to your doctors. Get your physical. As much as you're like, oh, I don't need a physical. I'm not in school. I don't need shots. I get it. Get your physical. Because a blood draw didn't show what was wrong with me. My doctor literally just touched, like how when you think they're touching you for unnecessary reasons, on your shoulder and your back and your throat and stuff. That's the only way she found it. That's the only way. And every doctor had said, how did they find it? It's so small. Everybody sat there and tried pushing and pushing. It took a while to find for each single doctor that I've seen. So go get your physical. It's not a joke. Mine was found small. You don't want to wait until you find out that yours is a lot worse or a lot bigger than anybody else's. I couldn't sit here and tell you like, oh, don't get nervous about it. Don't get scared, because in the time I wasn't even like mentally here anymore. I've called my doctors a bunch of times and said, I'm not okay. I don't have patience. I'm yelling all the time. Like, I'm frustrated. I'm scared. Like, I can't stand to see somebody smile and happy. And it has, like, I wish them well, but I can't seem to do it because I'm so terrified in my head. And there's nothing that can take that away from me. Nothing that will make it go away. And all of that could be avoided. Don't wait until things get worse because you're scared. Like, your doctors are your friends. They're the only ones who are gonna pull for you as much as you'll pull for yourself. I've always called it the C word instead of saying cancer. Now looking it over, I almost borderline feel embarrassed of why was I so scared at the time when my doctors had told me, you're gonna be okay, it's gonna be removed, this is what's gonna be, everything's gonna be smooth. But I thought everything worse possible. Everything worse. I thought, nope, something's gonna go wrong. They're gonna open me up. It's gonna get bigger. Something's gonna happen. I'm not gonna see my kids anymore. My kids was my thing. My kids, not seeing my kids. Like, even now, I feel like there's not enough air in the world, like, to not be with them. And you can't help. Doesn't matter how many people you talk to. I have a huge family. I mean, like, ridiculously overpopulated family. I have a lot of family. And everybody reached out. Everybody reached out, everybody called me, everybody texted me. I had messages almost a little bit overwhelming from family and friends. You have the whole world with you, including your surgeons. But emotionally, you feel alone. And that's not something that somebody can fix right away. I'm gonna pull out of here better, and I feel stronger than I ever did before. I almost feel like I could like laugh at myself of like, you thought something was gonna happen and you're good. I just want to say thank you, Dr. Goldfarb. You and your little curly hairs, I'm a fan. You're cool stuff. I love it. Your hat, my favorite. I'll never forget it, ever forget it. I'll never forget the staff. Brian, take a nap. You sound a little sleepy, but I know you're doing everything possible for everybody. I really appreciate it, all the nurses that helped me out. I hope you guys see this. When I was at a time that I was alone in bed waiting for this to happen, you guys all cracked jokes and made things funny, and I can't thank you enough. My heart is yours. Thank you.